evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Friday night here at Upfield. This evening's fixture for you in the Men's State League 1 Northwest. It is Upfield hosting FC Clifton Hill. A must-win fixture for both sides if either club wants to remain firmly within promotion contention. It was proven to be an extremely tightly contested season. Just take a moment, just look at the table, just get a little bit of context for what's going on this weekend across the league, in particular here at Give Reserve. First place, we've got Geelong on 24 points. This weekend, they're taking on bottom of the league, Westvale Olympic. Almost certainly 3 points there for the Macedonia. Otherwise, for Upfield, 2 points behind in second place. Of course, playing Clifton Hill tonight. We are presently in the mid-table. Certainly had a strong start to the year, but just a run of poor form certainly let them drop off a bit. It doesn't mean they can't cause any damage, especially those sides presently in the top four. Whereas in third place, we've got Ballarat City, who'll be taking on Altona East Park this weekend. They're 2 points behind Upfield. Just a little bit further behind them, we've got Lawler United, who will be taking on second bottom Western Suburbs this weekend. Now, for the least next 7-ish days, that's not going to matter too much for Upfield. But if they slip up tonight, that's going to mean that Lawler are only a point behind them. It would mean that Clifton Hill could potentially be on their tail with a good run of form. It would also mean that Geelong will almost certainly go 5 points ahead of Upfield. It is a must-win game for our hosts, should they wish to remain within promotion contention. Now, certainly a couple of notable absences this evening at both ends of the field. For our hosts, we had the suspension of Gian Santaluca, as well as Jonathan Munez on the touchline. Santaluca having missed games due to yellow card suspensions. A couple of things going on there in a combined have a rest, mate. Otherwise, for the visitors, well, they're missing Peter Harris in this match weekend. Now that is due to a bit of violent conduct. That's just a week off for himself. As the aforementioned Gaffer in at Jonathan Munez, well, it's another 2 weeks off for himself after his red card offence a couple of weeks ago here at Give Reserve. Now, while our two teams have already kicked off and certainly given us a moment just to pause and reflect, that gives us just a brief moment with the throw-in to get through tonight's starting 11s for you all at home. And so for the visitors, saying for the visitors, we have number 1, George Sarmoranis, number 4, Damon Karasavidis, number 5, Kura Rob, number 6, Barty Hysoli, number 7, Jake Chianta, number 8, Jesse Cooley-Graham, number 9, Aidan von Hessen, number 11, Yanni Danny Giels, number 12, Robert Farquharson, number 14, Thomas Miller, number 21, Lewis Collins. As for your host this evening, we have number 3, Jacob Lever, number 4, Michael Eager, number 9, Vani Shamoon, number 10, Ryan Moore, number 17, Salvatore Accardo, number 19, Noah Mihalides, number 20, Dean Kusmanowski, number 22, Yusuke Yunoki, 24, Jack Hindle, number 26, Daniel Scopolesi, and number 99, making his return after a few weeks with knee issues, it's Matthew Skyhomes. Our referees this evening are led by Liam Hanlon. On the sidelines, we've got Liam Beckett and someone else, not called Liam, Mirzad Morfad Iganath on the other wing for the evening.
Come on, 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 come on
Now, while you'll almost certainly be able to hear it tonight, the wind is most windy. I know. How do we come up with these exceptional insights? It's mind-boggling. Certainly, more visual clues you should be able to see. The advertisement behind us, very much getting a nice fluff around in the breeze. And already a few balls certainly showing a bit of an impact from the weather this evening. And so if you are experiencing a fair amount of static tonight, well, we are trying to do our best to get around that, given the weather conditions. But it's a bit hard to avoid when we are all out in the elements. Some of us slightly warmer than the others. So Moranis just trying to get his lads up and forward. Not quite going to his intention as Parkinson tucks a back in for his keeper. Rob unable to progress there as the ball turns over via the throw. Ricardo trying to provide a bit of danger here. He's basing the 2-on-1. And so Upfield got themselves a throw deep in the opponent's final third. It is a numbers forward for Mihalidis to try and build something up here. Also place the Hindle. Hindle taps across there for Ricardo. Ricardo getting way too much force behind that ball. And so, goal kick, Clifton Hill.
Second ball, Upfield, let's go!
Now, we would also like to thank our matchday sponsors here at Upfield for making all this possible. And so, as always, a very special thanks to our Agar, Brookwood, Brunswick Plastering, Care You Deserve, CEC Management Group, H&B Plastering, Melbourne Tile Gallery, Mr Tech Melbourne, MYM Timber and Hardware, No One Straighter Line Markers, Stella Driving School, Bendigo Bank Strathmore, Tasty 44, Varcon Group, Vic Wide Auto Body, and YPA Hume City. Callable. Clifton Hill opting to be a bit conservative for the time being. Four effectively dropped back. Those staggered. As you can see there, the wind having a bit of an impact as it just forces the curve even more. Tucks towards that far side wing in its trajectory. While the curl was naturally there, certainly wasn't all natural. Nothing. Just those heights above the pitch. Certainly not particularly aided, given how exposed we are here at Give Reserve to the elements. And of course with that as well, the natural wind corridors. Scopolese. Unoki. Scopoletti once more. Excuse of Akara tries to flick for Inoki. The end, we only see things teased there by Farquharson. Cardo. Lever. Trying to split the play. Making use of that faster wing. It's just not quite progressing for this Upfield side tonight. Now they do quite fancy themselves on their left side. Indeed, they certainly like to stack themselves into that direction, particularly with Mihalidis, with Shamoon. So far, things that might need a few adjustments early on here at active reserve tonight. Now, for those of you who are joining us, be it at home, perhaps in the office on a late night shift, or somewhere, hopefully, a bit warmer than Melbourne tonight, well, do feel free to share your thoughts about this evening's game, and we'll try and give you a shout out as we can throughout the match. Right, as always, we do like to thank yourselves for your support for ourselves here at On Flow Media and at Upfield Football Club. We certainly wouldn't have these broadcasts if it wasn't for yourselves, the fans. No nonsense clearance there by Karasafidis. Scopoletti looks to return the favour. Carried away from the forward of Erob.
What did you do? Oh, couldn't believe it, yeah?
We hear ladies looking for range with the throw. Shamoon pressured, dispossessed there by, looks to speak high solely. Symes off his line, thumps it deep. Symes certainly looking confident there, given his recent injury concerns. Jelly expected to play half the match this evening. And so almost certainly we shall see Jason Ishak replace him at some stage tonight, most likely at the half-time break. Jason Sellers had a fantastic time filling in for Matthew Symes while he's been out on injury concerns. And certainly has been someone who's gotten the praise there from his gaffer during matches, during training sessions. It's always great to see younger players getting these opportunities and showing they can put the hard work in. Free kick for the hosts. Captain Vani Shamoon on top of proceedings here. As numbers drop back just to fence it, the edge of the 18-yard area. Ball set in, head of a Rob, still in play. Rob eventually clearing the area, ball still in play, chest on. Scopoletti taking on Collins. Collins winning the throw there. Here's Chianta. Collins. Eager. Shamoon flicks it forward for Hindle. Do you suspect that the Briton would have been flagged offside there? Certainly brutal yet effective tactics there from Chianta to win the throw. Farquharson, absolutely thumping range throw there. The arms of a trebuchet. There on Robert Farquharson.
Tommy, no outball. No outball, Tommy. Come close, Jackie. Hold!
The offside flag is eventually raised there. Carl there just managing to get his head to it. Not enough to be able to control the ball beyond just giving a little bit of an edge forward. And again, the wind making its impact known upon the ball. We cannot stress enough just how strong the weather conditions are tonight. Thankfully, no rain on the radar, though it is set to be quite a wet weekend here in Melbourne. The wind itself certainly feeling like we could be in for a tropical storm tonight, just without the tropical elements. Eager. Middleides. Play returned into Eager. Now Lever. Scoppoliti. Unable to find a no kick. Chianta wins possession, but only briefly. Scoppoliti again. Looks for Hindle. As the ball's cleared. Eventually played out for the throw. And with that, Sal Morales making use of his gloves to ease the momentum there. Kuro. Hindle. Out for a throw. Once again, Upfield's ball. And after 16 minutes of play, it remains goalless here at Give Reserve for our VETO Sports Men's State League 1 and North West broadcast. Certainly a very fortunate ball there for Inoki. Again, the wind making its impact very much known. Turnover unforced as Miller capitalises for Clifton Hill. Shots on, denied by Symes. Still in danger. Chianta fighting for possession. Ultimately, it will just be goal kick here. Firm pressure there upon Moore. He's able to release. Unoki. Moore from range. Not particularly pressuring George Samaranis nor his goal there. Unless it is always just that nice, get that few shots in, try and tease things, see what the keeper is capable of, and then plan a little bit further from there. What can you build up? What can you likely foresee? Samaranis. Won't quite find Chianta. Ricardo. Unoki. Struggling to deal with Julie Graham tonight. Lever. Trying to thump it from range. Can't force it through the defender there. Ladies. Cuts back for Symes. Unoki. Stop ladies sent. He's got space. Chianta closes in. Cross sent in. But ultimately will be nothing more than just a goal kick for Clifton Hill. Ricardo. Ladies. Shamoon called out there by, looks to be Van Essen. There you go. We'll find Symes. Moore. Ladies. Forcing it forward. Ricardo. Hindle there. Gets control. Will get past Kerr, Rob. Can he shoot himself? Not quite. Unoki keeps it in. Ball sent back across. Rob with the flying head up. Clears the box. Chance for the visitors to try and counter here. Collins brought down. And we'll have the free kick. Collins eventually placed a set piece. And with that, well, one of our ball kids is certainly going to have to go for a bit of a hike. Samaranis. Eventually flicks the ball up into his gloves. Chasing Shamoon there. Always I see a bit of mind games from our keepers across the league. Cross sent in. Again, kind of think that the weather's just having an impact upon the curvature of the ball there. Here's Symes. Looks along for Shamoon. Zamaranis making use of his head. Got the lead with the interception. Inoki. Just about manages to find a card from range. Parade by Zamaranis. Zamaranis does well. No. Not quite well enough. Call the ball. That it's been 24 minutes been and gone here at Give Reserve. Still, we're at our first goal of the evening. Potentially not too far away. Corner ball whipped in by Shamoon. Headed, but not quite far away. Enough away there from a Rob. Shamoon again, chance for the cross. He's possessed, and so battle for possession's on. Is more advantage played. Hindle, Lever. And despite the initial excitement I feel on the sidelines, it is just the goal kick. And so with that, 25 minutes been and gone. Still await our opener here in the VETO Sports Men's Saturday 1, a Northwest clash between Upfield and FC Clifton Hill. Eager. The ladies with the flick out. Farquharson struggling in there to take the throw. Certainly some long range expected from Farquharson. So that's a bit fortunate given the wind. Now, if the wind was in Farquharson's favour there, it's fair to say we probably would have seen something reminiscent of the likes, say, Rory DeLapp, or perhaps closer to home, the likes of Max McCullough, or even Mia Power. Both figures with the NPL noted for the long range of their throws. Farquharson. Scopoletti intercepting. The guy for a nice run himself. Now tailed by Miller. Inoki. Look for support. Not yet reached release. Michelides. Set wide. Shamoon. Scopoletti now. This is in. Kicked away by Farquharson. Leaving for range. Whoa. Now that's proper tasty. And with that, it is 28 minutes been and gone here at Give Reserve. It is Upfield 1, FC Clifton Hill 0. I'll tell you what, it wouldn't shock us here, perhaps a day or two or so, that one starts doing the rounds on the local social media. That is potentially goal of the weekend here in the State Leagues. And so, back on the way. Corner ball. Well, eventually swung in. Again, ever-present theme for Clifton Hill, at least in this first half. The wind is such a massive issue for them to deal with, especially given that they are trying to play through the far side wing on their right side, very much clashing together with Upfield's preference for their present left side on that far side wing. Here's Hindle. Again, surprise, surprise, trying to progress on that far side wing, on Upfield's left side wing. Calls for free kick, will be awarded just on the outside of the box with Jacob Lever there, picking up the knock. So we've already seen one spectacular goal tonight. Can we get a second? With shy of 15 minutes left of play here in this first half. So plenty of options in and around the box, such as Michael Ager, Dean Kosminowski, Ryan Moore, Jack Hindle, Salvatore Ricardo as well there for good measure. He's plenty of choice there for Varney Shamoon. And Jack Hindle. Hindle now coming in as Shamoon strikes, it's on target, but he's not going to get past the gloves of Salmoranis quite so easily. Advantage played. And the ball will be brought back for the free kick. It's not quickly there by Lever. Finds Shamoon. Again, it shall be a free kick for our hosts. Rob clearing the projectile. Ball. Presently we've found Essen. Essen under very, very firm contest. As we have a little bit of bravado there. Ultimately it is free kick once more for Upfield. While perhaps not the more disciplined side overall, have been doing well in getting their fouls when they want them. So as we start to look towards half-time, so there'll be interesting team talks, both sides. We can certainly only speculate what Jose Slovacek will have to say for Upfield as he continues to stand in for Jonathan Muniz. As for our visitors, well, they're a goal down. Weather hasn't been in their favour, given the winds, constant interruptions with their efforts in the final third. Second half, perhaps, should be a bit more friendlier for them. Of course, they just have to do the work on the remaining 2/3 of the pitch. So for the most part, has been Upfield's favour in terms of possession controlled. Gianta, the throw, won't find Von Essen.
Now.
This is continues to be able to progress up and near side via the throws. Farquharson able to send Von Essen out wide. Here's Ricardo. Can't quite find Shamoon there.
What are you watching?
Some personal words there from Jack Gianta. I do apologise for any of you at home who weren't quite too pleased with those words. Unfortunately, football is an emotional game, and the effects mics, here's all. Just for a handball, very much trying to get something out of nothing. That's lending potential credits to a more recent line of thought in the game that no one exactly knows what a handball is anymore. But even per the more traditional one sets on a handball, that was never a handball. Arm very much firmly down in the moment. And again, we do apologise for you for any foul language picked up by the effects mic. It's obviously quite the emotional evening there for Gianta. There you go. Very much well known for his time in the top division. Inaugural club legend at both halves of the Port Phillip derby in Port Melbourne and South Melbourne. The former perhaps set to potentially join us in the mutual division not too far away. Certainly struggling since their relegation from the top flight at the end of last year's campaign. As for Upfield, well, as we made clear at the top of the broadcast, they are firmly in contention for promotion this season. Something we said for the past few years, but unfortunately, fate has been against them. Mihalides with the throw. Won't quite find his captain there. As Clifton tries to continue to deal with the danger as they've been forced deep into their own half. And given their use of the final third, there's one or two questions you have to be asked of just exactly are they expecting from things. With one or two players there, just marking empty space at the time of the throw. As Hillman look to counter, but want to get beyond the boot of Matthew Symes. So they had interesting insights into the minds of the Upfield number 1. Well, technically 99. Well, that's a personal choice there from Symes. And he was certainly lamenting the lack of a good old Bunnings lunch among club canteens. Just a simple bit of sausage, a bit of bread. Certainly it does raise an interesting question here in the Victorian football, given the wide diversity of communities we have in our leagues, in the wide diversity of food options. It's perhaps a bit surprising that we don't have a few more sausages and bread per the old Bunnings classic. Now, of course, there are other hardware stores, though none notable for their serving of sausages. Really, it's what you want from any hardware store. Anyway, back to the football. Hindle. Shamu! And that is a nice cheeky little goal there from the Upfield captain. It is Upfield 2, FC Clifton Hill 0. As Shamoon gets his 7th of the season, and with that further cements his position as second in the Golden Boot race. Present leader is Olavo DeAndre Santos, who spent time at both ends of the table this year, having played for Geelong and Westvale Olympic this season. So with that, back on the way. Just 3 minutes remaining of regulation time. With that, somehow, fast kept down. Nope. There it is. Well, forced to be brought back a bit. So, Salmaranis just trying to get his lads forward. Moves the ball deep. Miller. More of the turnover. Still with Ryan Moore. Lever. Kianta. Brief touch there, Farquharson. High, solely have the advantage. Julie Graham. Miller. Briefs the touches as it's turned over. Hindle. It's the switch in for Inoki. Inoki just millimetres off there, the Japanese national. Danny Gills. Collins. Julie Graham. Hindle. Rob. Thumped away by Karas So, by Cara Cividarius. Apologies there, Damon. Mihalides with the long-range throw. One that really made it for him is Farquharson. Miller. Hoping to send Von Essen. Collins. Trying to build something up for Von Essen. It's not meant to be for our visitors. We are officially at the referee's discretion. Given the 2 goals and the relative lack of interruptions, shouldn't be more than just a minute. There we go, that will do. And so, at the half-time break, here at Give Reserve, for our VETO Sports Men's Saturday 1 Northwest broadcast, it is Upfield 2, FC Clifton Hill 0. Why you get yourselves a nice cup of tea, a couple of biscuits, and come join us in about 15 minutes for all the second half action, live and free, here on Flow Media. And welcome back to Give Reserve for our second half action here in our VETO Sports Men's State League 1 Northwest clash between Upfield and Clifton Hill. Scoreline is presently Upfield 2, Clifton Hill 0. Now, for all us here at On5 Media, we do want to give a nice little shout out to everyone at the Upfield Social Club. It's only taken us a few years, but finally, we're on the telly, we've made it large. And finally, I can say to my dear mother that I've surmounted to something in life. Otherwise, from the rest of you on the wide world web, a couple of comments. First of all, we'll have a look at Ahmed Mahani. Ahmed said, well done boys, nice goal. And yeah mate, it was an absolute cracker there. Otherwise, on our YouTube stream, certainly some interesting perspectives regarding our national team. Of course, as we all know, the World Cup is very much underway across North America. Of course, whether or not you can really say that our Aussie lads are going to get smashed in the group stage, well, bit of a spanner comment there. Each their own. Anyway, we are finally back on the way and rearing to get through this rather frigid second half. As we do finally get the ball to play back on. Now, as far as we are aware, there's been no substitutions at half-time. Of course, as per usual, if there has been and we just missed it, we shall acknowledge and correct that as soon as possible. But per appearances, there's been no substitutions. Touch wood, there's no timber around here. And otherwise, we have not been involved in any substitutions at half-time. One speculated one was regarding Matthew Symes, the outfield keeper. While initially, prior to the match, was expected to play just 45 tonight. He's still carrying on goals. So obviously he's been given all clear from the physio department, which is nice to see. Unless I'm sure there'll be little opportunities for Jason Ishak, who has been absolutely stupendous for Upfield, coming in for their number one. And as again, the Theos are falling down, much to the sheer joy and amusement of the young nippers on the touchline. Eventually back into play as Moore flicks off his forward and burns off for Shamoon as he tries to get his way past Karasavidis. Throw for the hosts. Nice to see plenty of dogs around in attendance this evening. Nothing like a bit of community football and our K9 friends. I did see a ferret once. Not the most expected pet to be walked while playing an under-16s game. That certainly feels like a lifetime ago. Especially for that ferret. They don't live that long. Here's the lever. Hindle. Has a shot, Hindle. Not a bad shot at all. Here's lever. Lever as well. Oh! That was proper tight there. Now Jake Lever, he's already got one to his name for the evening. I'm sure he would be overjoyed to have double bubble going into this weekend. Especially when the centre back is shooting like that. That is just top tier footy. Well, thanks for the highlights rule anyway. A Rob. Karasafidis clearing the area. Clearing the pitch in the process. Chance here for Scoppolini to progress. Ricardo. Goes to ground. Play on regardless is more. Mihalides, Shamoon, taps for Lever. Lever crosses in, can't quite get to Ricardo. Chianta's ball. Eventually ends up with George Samaranis, the Clifton Hill keeper. Nice free kick is given for the visitors. Coming in from David Georges saying, "Hey Jack." Moore, Ricardo, it's possessed. Here's a Rob. And it's just a bit Hindle. By Soley. Collins. Oh, Rob launches it.
Turn, lads.
There you go.
You get there, lads.
Looks clear. Kept in by Collins. Mihalides now. Unoki sends it, but can't find his captain. And Hyper given there against number 7, Jack Kintar. And for a moment, looked as though we might have had our first booking of the evening. Ultimately, keeping it in that pocket. Perhaps just trying to get a little bit of extra warmth where our lead referee can. Certainly is quite frigid this evening. Lever. Lever from range. Lever this time, making use of his forward. Farquharson says it deep towards Collins. Eventually finds Collins. Ball crossed in, dealt with by Ager. Ricardo might be more there with the final touch, as both of them looks for the clearance. Indeed, it might have even been a bit of a mutual volley there. Moore.
Drive.
Sends Hindle. Hindle looking for the switch. In for Inoki. Inoki on target. Denied by Samaranis. We are just away in the corner. Will be taken by the Upfield captain, Vanisha Moon. Already with the goal to his name this evening. This corner's played in. Hindle. Back into the 18-yard area. Kuzmanowski. Moore. And somehow, Clifton Hill managed to get away with that one. Very, very fortunate not to be 3-0 down in the moment. As things stand, after 57 minutes of play, it is Upfield 2, Clifton Hill 0. Sorry, forced to be taken back a few metres. Again, apologies for you at home who are having to pick up the win through our microphones this evening. It is quite unavoidable for us all. We are doing every trick in the book to try and minimise the impact. Even with protection, it's still making its presence known. The sheer blistering gales tonight. We're just awaiting play to resume. will be a drop ball. Here's Eagle. Mihalides turns to the NPL veteran. Rob. Collins. Farquharson. Apologies. Karastafidis there, not Farquharson. Moore. Knocked a long by Lever. Rob. Collins. Will return into Collins off Von Essen. Still with Collins shot. Symes. Keeping things out there after the strike from Danny Gellis. Hindle. Turnover. Collins. Send Von Essen. Von Essen versus Symes. Symes the victor on this occasion. Calls for offside. Assistant referee flag remains down. And so we await the call up for the visitors. The ball is actually sent in, it's sent deep. And just still in play there. And we shall have our first substitutions for the evening. What a pace. If you're coming off the pitch for the visitors, number 5, Kurt Rob. As he's replaced by... But while we wait for them to spin around for us, we will confirm that is long expected keeper change for Upfield. As the number 99, Matthew Symes, comes off to give his body a rest after coming back from injury. And so with that, Justin Ishak returns to the goal. What should be a good power half hour for himself. And it's number 3, Elijah Siyambe, who's come on for the visitors. Shmoon with the free kick. Find it target. More out of send it forward. Here, no! There it is. Cracking goal there from the Briton. It is Upfield 3, Clifton Hill 0. What was expected to be a bit of a tight game coming into this pitch tonight. Well, things have well and truly opened up here for Upfield. And certainly it couldn't come as a better time for the hosts, who have been struggling a bit with their goal difference of recent. Coming to the fixture, it was merely +3 after the last weekend's 4-1 victory over Westall Olympic. And with that, second substitution for FC Clifton Hill. looks to be number 6, Bardi Harsoli, coming off. Who's replaced by the number 23, Attila Offley. Again, issues with the VOs progress. It's understandable given the wins. Well-timed save there from Ishak. As he sends Mihalidis. Ball kept in by the winds.
Jason! Hey, well done, well done! Noah, tell him calm down.
Siambe. Scopoleti. Turn it back towards Siambe. Again, Clifton Hill just can't seem to get the right foot forward for themselves. And making his way for well-earned rest is Matthew Symes. Symes, any words for the Frothy Cat?
Just g'day to my family up in Townsville.
Certainly couldn't ask for better words there from the Upfield keeper, Matthew Symes. Ever-present family and community figure here at this club. Sam Morales. Moore. Inoki. Just running out of pitch to get that ball. And we will pass on that message for you, Bernadette, once we're finished on the live stream. Here's Hindle. Quick 1-2 with Lever. So things getting a wee bit handsy. And eventually a free kick is given in favour of the Brits. So it'll be interesting. See if we were able to get Jack Hindle's thoughts on the presently ongoing FIFA Men's World Cup, having just kicked off at least at our time this morning. Last night's, yes, afternoon to be kind, across in the Western Hemisphere. As Shamoon sends the ball in. football not really progressing. Of course, a number of sides represented at this year's tournament across this Upfield side. Of course, the big obvious is Australia. It's the likes of Hindle, as well as myself. There is, of course, England, Japan. It's a big one, especially here in this community, is Iraq. Or more importantly, Graham Arnold's Iraq, who's done an absolutely fantastic job there in getting them to qualify for the pinnacle of international men's football. Once again, the visitors look to the bench, a double change. As we will try and confirm those numbers for you at home, if and when we can, as soon as possible, ideally. Coming off, we do believe it was Aidan von Essen and Thomas Miller, number 9 and 14, respectively. As for their replacements, well, it is the introduction of the number 19, Rentaro Matsuyama. Otherwise, it's either number 15, Jackson Paisler, or number 51, Ryan Komito, who's come on. We'll just confirm as soon as we can get official confirmation. So not always the easiest without a fourth official and having to rely upon players twisting and turning to get a number. And it is number 15, Jackson Paisler, who's joined us. So there we go, 4 substitutions, 3 windows for the visitors. Giambe, Salmoranos returns for Giambe. Hindle sent, but he's caught offside. Regardless, it's going to be George Shah Morris's ball there. Whether or not it was goal kick or free kick. Moore. Chianta. Scoppoliti with the throw. So we have a bit over 15 minutes remaining of regulation time here at Reserve. So far it remains Upfield 3, FC Clifton Hill 0. In our VETO Sports Men's Sat League 1 Northwest clash. And for the moment, Upfield do go top of the table. That is likely not to stay the case for long, given that league leaders going into this match weekend, Geelong are set to play at the bottom of the table, Westvale Olympic, which should be 3 points there for Geelong. Hindle. Lever. Ball crossed in. Kept clear. is Matsuyama. Gianta turns to Matsuyama. Might have had calls there for a free kick. Giambe. Matsuyama sent, but can't quite get there in time. The deflection upfield to win the throw. Unfortunately, our hosts to keep the momentum. Ricardo doing all he can to keep forward. Nice support there from Scopoleti. Again, free kick for our hosts. Ball sent in, it's a bit flat there. Doesn't quite reach Kuspanoski. Ultimately, Gianta. Scopoleti forced to drop back a bit for the throw. Matsuyama. Karasavidis. Scopoleti. Leave up. Sends Ricardo. That is an easy free kick decision there for our leader referee. With all that, it will just be goal kick for the visitors. Reminder of the present scoreline, it is still Upfield 3, Clifton Hill 0. Collins. Ishak. Ball back to play. Off the head of Julie Graham. Salmoranos clearing the pitch. Moore. Ricardo. Hindle. Caught offside. Won't get the opportunity to add to his goal tally for the evening. Zamaranos moves it deep. There you go. Wants to leave it, only briefly. Moore. Collins getting possession. No foul. Julie Graham. Lever. Tucks it back for Ishak. Making use of his forward. Allowing Ishak to collect the ball with his hands there. Hindle. And that should be out of Karasavidas there. As we await a double change for our hosts. In the process, gives us an opportunity to question why couldn't we have gone into a sport like darts? It's indoors. There's lots of action for everyone involved in the crowd. It's indoors. And there's very much no wind. Well, unless you count the people next to you, but that's not the point. Anyway, double change for the hosts. Off the pitch is number 22. Yuzuki Yunoki, and number 19, Noah Mihalidis. Going onto the pitch is number 5, Joseph Romero. Alongside Romero. Drawn by Nicholas Kasov. At some point, but it was Julian Sandoval who came on alongside Romero, with Kasov also having been a double change at the point of Ishak's substitution. And once again, there goes the VETO. It's fair to say, the manufacturers of those poles, well, they are exceptionally resilient. And it goes again. Now there's at least 4 toppling VOs by our count for this half. 5 if you count the ones off camera at half time. It does beg the question between the clubs this evening. Surely someone would be able to rustle up to a few sandbags, even a bit of rope. I mean, surely everyone should have a nice bit of rope at handy. It's good for all sorts of occasions. Bit of duct tape as well. You know, something with grit, spit and all stickiness. Anyway, corner ball. It's not clear. Matsuyama. Julie Graham. Free kick against Kasov, who's not too pleased. And we'll require just a quick talking to from our lead referee. Collins to take the free kick. With a bit over 5 minutes remaining, can Clifton Hill find themselves with a consolation prize tonight? Hindle. Well, very much just still in. Fractionally so. Out for a corner. As we almost have our 4th goal of the evening. Ball play short into Moore. As things stand, this will be our hosts' 2nd clean sheet of the season. Their first coming in the first round when they played Geelong. That was a 1-0 victory away at Steed Park. Well, certainly, there'll be many a happy supporter at Upfield should they manage to do the 6-pointer come next weekend. Have a brief cramp interruption. The wind's certainly not getting much, if not remotely any better. And while we wait to return to play, chance for us all to once again thank our match sponsors here at Upfield. So that a special thank you to Al Ager, Brookwood, Brunswick Plastering, Care You Deserve, CEC Management Group, H&B Plastering, Melbourne Tile Gallery, Mr Tech Melbourne, MYM Timber and Hardware, No One Straighter Line Markers, Stella Driving School, Bendigo Bank Strathmore, Tasty 44, Varcon Group, Vic Wide Auto Body, and YPA Hume City. Moore, Ricardo, Picked up by Collins. That's Yama. Kianta. And hoofs clear by Lever. Just seconds remaining in terms of what is regulated. And if things hold the way they do, it will be Upfield's first home clean sheet for the season. As they will go up to a +6 goal difference. Something that will almost certainly go a long way, should it be required come the end of the season in their present promotional battle against Geelong, as well as in the mix, the likes of Ballarat City, Royal United, a little bit more of a push. Sandoval. Try for the hosts. And we are very much firmly at the referee's discretion. We've played an additional minute so far. Wouldn't expect more than another minute to be played. The ball sent deep in towards Paisley. Offley. And that, it is out for a corner. Cracking save there by Jason Ishak. You can certainly see why he's had the praise of his gaffer in recent weeks. He's very much proven himself capable of being senior choice keeper on all occasions, if and when he is required. Perhaps, just perhaps, might have been given the present number 1, Matthew Symes, a little bit of a contest. It's always never a bad thing. Hindle. Sandoval. Moore. Sends Hindle. Hindle tries to send Moore. As the ball turns over once again. Julie Graham. Kianta. Out wide for Offley. Once more the wind seems to pick up yet another gear. Certainly can't be fun for the players out there on the pitch. And with that, there's a bit of a relief for them. It's our full-time whistle. The final score, it is Upfield 3, FC Clifton Hill 0. With that, Upfield managed to secure their first clean sheet at home all year. And very much 3 very important points going into the following match weekend as they take on what was at least going into this weekend the top side, almost certainly to remain the top side after this match weekend once they finish playing Westvale Olympic, present bottom team on the table. But for all I said tonight, well, that's all the time we've got here at Give Reserve for our VETO Sports Men's Saturday 1 Northwest broadcast. And so, for Upfield and On-Flow Media, I've been William Bennett. Until next time, cheerio.